Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Late Night Build Show. I'm your host, Ben Estrino, over here at the Empower Studio, building yet again another PC. So I welcome everybody to join us as we build this awesome PC. It's gonna be a pretty cool one. I'm also wearing the color of the build. Pretty cool, huh? By the way, you can get one of these on our merch store, which is empowergamingswag.com. Also a lot of cool other things if you like the design. Working on a few other designs. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into this build. I'm going to go ahead and start off by going through the parts, the build out, so to speak, for the build, and then we'll jump right into it. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have a beautiful AMD build that we're going to be doing tonight with a powerful graphics card. So starting off tonight, we're going to be building with the Ryzen 7 7900X 3D. So that X3D gives us a little bit of extra performance with the 3D V cache. Got a total of 12 cores, 24 threads, and 5.5 gigahertz max boost with that 3D V cache. We're going to be utilizing the Arctic MX6 thermal paste that's included with the Liquid Freezer 3, which is what we're going to touch on next, which is our cooler, which is going to be cooling this beast of a CPU. The Arctic Liquid 3 or Liquid Freezer 3, which is a 360 millimeter radiator. It's got three 120 millimeter PWM addressable RGB fans. It's in white, and it's going to be mounted top to the case. Then we've got a Gigabyte B650 Aurorus Elite, and this is the AX Ice version of that board. We actually just did a build. If you're following our Facebook or Twitter page, you would have seen some photos of it. I didn't build that one particularly on stream because we were extremely tight for time as we were fighting our way to get to the FIGHTUS event on Friday. So, for those of you who aren't aware, I went from Michigan to Pennsylvania, back to Michigan, all within that week, this past weekend. So Friday, I was supposed to drive down Thursday night. I ended up calling off the drive because it was a little bit crazy. I was tired. We didn't get the PC that we built Thursday wall mounted and finished until about 11:30 p.m. and I was pretty tired. I didn't have enough time for a nap, so I was basically like, you know, it's dumb to try to make that drive. So I took a few hour nap, got up in the morning, and then drove. So we got over there a little bit later than we wanted to, but it's all right. We got set up and we had a pretty good time. So again, if you're following the Facebook or the Twitch channels, you'd see some photos of the event and kind of the cool things that we did there, which we gave away a PC and we also raffled off a PC. So somebody won one of our PCs that we built, which was about a $2,300 build with a $10 raffle ticket, which is pretty crazy. We also gave a younger gamer that was there who showed up with a Dell Optiplex. He showed up with a Dell Optiplex. It was a small form factor and it had a 1050 Ti in it. And they pulled the side panel off to get it to work. So they just threw this together to make sure he could come to the event, his buddy and him, which I thought, it reminded me of me back in the day when I was building PCs and throwing things together so that my friends could enjoy me or enjoy gaming with us together. And if anybody knows me from a long time ago, my bedroom in my parents' house consisted of 8 computers with CRT monitors, and we had them all LANed up. So think about that for a second. We didn't even have internet then either, so it was just a LAN in my room with CRT monitors and just things we just threw together. So they reminded me of that back in the day. Those were probably massive computers too. Yes. Yeah. Well, some of them were actually small form factor. One of them was a Dell with a Pentium 3 in it. But we got it running Call of Duty, the original Call of Duty, with a I think it was a GeForce 5200 and a PCI slot, not PCIe, the original PCI slot. Which, by the way, if you're not aware, the bandwidth on that was terrible. So, but it worked. It worked. But anyway, it brought back memories of that when I was a kid. So I was like, you know what, this kid, I'm watching him game the whole time because he's unfortunately parked right in front of our booth, and I could see his monitor and I could see his FPS just tanking. It's so noticeable. It was going from like 20 FPS to 40 FPS to it was just terrible. You could see the stutters on the screen because of the FPS drop, and it's mostly probably because the CPU and the card, the 1050 Ti, it's just hard to run that card these days. But the CPU probably in that build is just probably terrible. And I'm pretty sure it was DDR3 in that Dell Optiplex. So either way, I saw it and I'm like, I talked to the guys over at Fighters. I'm like, would anybody be upset if we just gave him a PC? Because I had brought a couple for opportunities like that, or in the event maybe we needed to set up a computer for something. So we got him a Ryzen, after all the raffles were done, we called him up. We're like, Frostfang, come up here. We got something for you. So he came up here on the stage, and then we handed him a brand new computer. We're like, you need this. And he was just speechless. It was perfect. That moment was perfect. That pretty much was the icing on the cake for the whole event. And then later we found out he actually is on his school's esports team, and he's been playing on console, and he's been trying to save up for a PC, and he wasn't getting close anytime soon. So it kind of worked out great because he didn't obviously have a PC, and he's on the esports team, and now he could really, make the magic happen. Oh, dude. Thanks, Kyle, for the 1,000 stars over there on Facebook. I appreciate you, sir. But it's what it really comes down to is basically everybody that has bought a computer through Empower and has empowered me with empowering other people. That's the kind of cool stuff that I want to keep doing. So I just want everybody here. Thanks for the additional 200 stars. You don't have to do that. I appreciate it, you though. But the empowering, like the empower bar over the weekend was just at an all-time high. I just want everybody to know it was because of everybody here that has supported Empower Gaming Computers. Thanks. I try sometimes. Sometimes I try. But I'm interrupting the build now talking about the FITUS event. But it was a good event. Got to meet a lot of cool people. Hey, oh, Ben, how's the trip? And whatnot. I was actually just covering the trip. Just the tail end of it there when you came in. But the long story short is we raffled a PC off. We got a kid his very first PC. We gave him his very first PC, and you can catch up on the story on our Facebook page or our Twitter page. And I was just telling everybody it's because of you guys empowering us to empower people. So it's a really cool story. So go on the Facebook page or the Twitter page and read up on it. But we're going to get started on this build here. But the FITUS LAN event was a success. So, all right, so I'm just going to continue where we left off, which was the Liquid Freezer 3. And we're going to be running the Gigabyte B650. That's actually where we left off. The B650 Aurorus Elite AX Ice. So it's a very white board, by the way. We have a 2TB M.2 NVMe Gen 4 SSD, which is a Samsung 980 Pro. We're going to be running today for storage. And 32 gigs of DDR5 6400 CL32 1.4 volt. AMD Expo certified G-Skill Trident Z5 Neo RGB series. If that's not a mouthful, I don't know what is. But that is the specs of the RAM. And it's actually, this should be the shade, the white version of it. So there's pieces of the RAM that are actually white in it. We're going to be running the GeForce RTX 4080 Super, which is 16 gigabytes, GDDR6, 256-bit, PCIe 4.0. This is the Aero OC. So, by Gigabyte. So we're going to be matching the Gigabyte white graphics card with a Gigabyte white motherboard. I'm super excited for this build because it's so white. Like, I don't know, there's not much more we could do to make this more white other than maybe go with a white power supply, but we have the white power supply cables for this too. So you're not even going to see that. There's just, it's all white. So this build is going to be completely white. We're going to be putting this in a Fantex Eclipse G500A, which is a ATX mid tower. It's one of the larger towers. It has a front mesh, the tempered glass side panel. Hey, what's up, Poppy? How's it going over there on Kick? Welcome to the build stream. We're back. We're back to building, and I'll post a picture on our Facebook or Twitch probably tomorrow to show you guys how far behind I am just for taking the 4 days. Because usually I catch up on builds on the weekends, and I'm behind. So there's a pile of builds here to do. So we're going to be streaming probably through the weekend. And I'm going to try to get an earlier stream started tomorrow as well. So G500A is the case that we're going to be using. We've got three 140mm PWM addressable RGB fans mounted at the front of that already. We are adding a Cooler Master MF. Use those acronyms as you want, but it does stand for Master Fan. MF140 Halo, which is in white and has an addressable RGB ring, along with the Fins addressable RGB. Cool looking fan. I actually really like these fans. All right. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get building. Appreciate you building it. I'm excited for it. Oh, awesome. Yes, sir. We are building it. So let's get started. I'm going to move some of this out of my way, and then we can get started. By the way, if you guys like this hoodie, I know I've already called it out earlier in the stream when I first started. You can go to empowergamingswag.com. Hey, sorry to bother you. I want to offer promotion of your channel viewers followers. Hey, Ernest, We don't do that here. Sorry, sir. Actually, go ahead and get into the best flexible, convenient order management panel, chat panel. Everything is in your hands. Huge number of custom that. If it's a business proposal, go ahead and shoot it over to support@empowergamingpcs.com. I thought that was a follow request originally. Sorry. But go ahead and send it to support@empowergamingpcs.com. And again, the merch store, empowergamingswag.com. Check out the hoodies, the pants. We've got beer glasses. You know, cool stuff. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Finally. Hey, look, it's a motherboard. I mean, look at this thing. Thing is hot. Look at the white on that board. Is today your first day back then? It is. It is, sir. My first day officially building again. Yes. Yeah, we had we spent a little bit of time catching up because I got back technically, we'll say, technically I was back in town Sunday night, but I am telling you I was exhausted. So Monday I actually took off, technically, though I was working. And then I had to catch up on orders because we had several orders come through over the weekend. I had to catch up, get parts ordered, sort out a couple of issues with things missing in orders, etc. And now we're here on Wednesday. Finally building. I was going to try to build yesterday, but I was just too tired. I was tired. Valid big dog. Yeah. You're already in love? I mean, you said you wanted white, so we're going as white as possible. I even wore the white hoodie for you. I'm trying to make it as white can be. Terrible as that sounds. Good. Let's get a zoom in on this. Oh, yeah. Look at that. That's a pretty motherboard. All right, so for our AMD Ryzen 9 7900X 3D, I don't know why it's not going to focus. There we go. I guess we were in too close. But our 7900X 3D is the first component that's going to go on the board. And we do have some offset mounting for the cooler that we're going to be putting on here. And if you're not familiar with what offset mounting is, I will show you and explain it as we install it. But it is a significant, or definitely an improvement from the non-offset mounting. So I highly recommend it if you are going with AMD to go with this Liquid Freezer 3, which offers that offset mounting for an AIO. It's pretty good. You're having to buy me a hoodie also? Hell yeah. I actually really like these hoodies. And I've already made some adjustments. These were the basically the test order when I ordered it, just to make sure that it printed good, the quality was good, and I made some adjustments already to it. So you can call this version 1.0 and version 2.0 is already out there on the site, ready to go. We've got our CPU installed. I'm going to go ahead and slap our RAM into the slots. We're going to go in A2, B2. These two. You're going to have to buy yourself a hoodie also? Nice. Yeah, there's all sorts of things on there. You got coffee mugs, all sorts of cool stuff. So this is our 32 gigabytes of DDR5, 6400 megahertz CL32 RAM. There's two 16 gig sticks. All right, and then we have the 2 terabyte M.2 NVMe SSD. This is by Samsung. This is the 980 Pro. So super fast, blazing quick, 7,000 megabits per second. So as soon as you power it on, it's gonna feel like you just punched it like Chewbacca in the Millennium Falcon. Everything is gonna be super snappy quick. That's what we want in a new PC. Snappy quick. There we go. Now let's go ahead and get the mounting hardware for the AMD socket of the Liquid Freezer 3 AIO. And I'll show you what I mean by the offset mounting. What? Oh boy. Hey, thanks Caesar for the follow over on the Twitch. Mr. Fights Caesar is in the house. Hey, good to see you. Thanks, man. What's up? How's it going? Did everybody get home safely, I hope? Here's our mounting hardware we were looking for. So we've got a left and a right bracket. Going well, garage full of crap from the land. People already eager for another event. Nice. It's good to hear. Do we have any positive feedback or anything? We have a left and a right bracket. And then as you can see, it's slightly offset to center up the cooler towards the bottom of the CPU. So there is going to be a little bit of a lip of the CPU actually not covered by this block, but it's intentional. You going to bed? Hold on, guys. I got to say goodnight. Did y'all send something out to people when they were queued up for the build stream? Yeah, I do normally send something out, yeah. Hold on one second. Okay. So do I normally send... Yeah, normally I send something out, yeah. I try to give them a little bit of a heads up, like, hey, we're going to be going live tonight. And then, you know, normally everybody's following, so they just see the notification. Did you not get a notification? Hey, thanks, Jungle Trevor, for the follow over on Twitch. And welcome to the build stream. The Wednesday night build stream. We're going to be pretty much streaming all night long. Coming in live on the PC, I won at the Fights 24 event. Nice. How's it treating you? This thing's a beast. Thank you again. No problem. Have you found its limit yet? Definitely the real deal. Don't think you've started mine yet, so no big there. Okay. What's the first name on your order? I could check to see and let you know when we're going to do it. What's the first name? No, but to be honest, I'm not one to push machines far. Well, you could push that one. That one's going to be difficult to find the limit. And also let me know if you want to do a remote session, and I'll show you how to like do anything on the PC if you have any questions. If you ever need it, or a Discord, you know, session. Whatever you need, man, I'm here. James? Alright, let me check for you, James. Wonder if we can find Frostfang and get him in here and see how his PC is doing. I was curious about that earlier today. Hold on, let me go check to see where James's PC is at. Y'all seriously goated, honestly. Thanks. So James, your PC is 3 builds away, not including this one. So when this one's done, we have 3. Yours will be the 3rd. So I've got 2 more in front of yours. Which honestly, if all things go well, we'll be building it tomorrow. All in one stream, all 3 of those. Should be. So that's where we're at. The fights event kind of, added a little bit of extra, or took away some time for me, so it did delay some of the builds here. But it was well worth it. I mean, Trevor, who's here in the chat, I mean, he got a new PC out of the deal. Off a $10 ticket. Which is pretty dope. All right, so we've got our CPU installed, we've got our brackets for our cooler, we got our RAM installed and our SSD all installed on our B650 Ice Edition. We're ready for the case. You guys ready for the case? Go ahead and zoom out so you're not just zoomed into a white panel when I pull it out. Here we go. Case time. Whoa. Solid. Oh. Oh. Hey, look, there's more white. Ow. Ah. Static electricity. Hits you every time. I expect it every time, and then I'm never expecting it when it hits me. Even though I'm expecting it. Definitely might take you up on that. I figured out most of the RGB, but derping on the fans. Yeah, shoot me a message in Discord. White builds are always so freaking clean. Maybe I'll do one for fights one of these years. So this particular case has a really fancy back to it. So after you take the back panel off, then you have access to these additional panels, which are removable, which hide all the cables. So noob question here, cable management necessary or just aesthetics? It's all purely aesthetic. It's not necessary, although in some cases, metaphorically and non, you'll want to make sure that the cables are not impeding the airflow. I mean, that's important. But outside of that, if you just throw everything in the back and call it a day and slap it shut, not a big deal. It's purely aesthetics. It's how us builders kind of judge build quality, honestly. I mean, if you're going to pay for it to be built, you would expect it to be, you know, professionally done and clean, right? Much easier to clean. That's another good point. Yes, much easier to clean, and also easier to find things when you need to trace a cable. Instead of going through a rat's nest, you can easily find cables. No screaming. All right, so let's go ahead and drop this motherboard into the case. Since we've got all those panels out, we're ready to drop it in there and see what this thing looks like in the case. White. Clean. We'll be zipping these up here, but this has to run back to the block eventually when we get that in there. So we'll be cleaning those up afterwards. No big deal there. Just gonna open up the hardware kit and get the hardware of the case out. We can finish mounting up this case. Good thing you are wearing that hoodie. It's going to get a bit cold in there with all that ice. It's a good point. It's as cold as ice. Anybody willing to sacrifice our love? I know I should probably not quit my day job. Nine screws to mount this board to the case. Oh yeah. Nice. Man, this build is going to be sick. That's all I can say. Just beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. And powerful. All right, so next up, let's go ahead and mount our rear fan here. And then we're also going to get our EPS cables, our CPU EPS cables here, before we try to mount the cooler on the top. That way we're not trying to get our fingers into small weird tight places. So both of these guys. Next up on the docket, the to-do. Try not to cut our fingers off. Those are our money makers. So this fan, like I told you, it is just slick. Love these things. One of these days, I'm going to have a full build with these Cooler Master MFers. I mean, Master Fans. Sorry. Literally an MF 140. Master Fan 140. Its model number is MF 140. Not joking. About a 140 millimeter rear fan. That airflow. The power of the 140. Bigger blades, bigger airflow. I'm going to try to get this thing mounted as low as we can. There we go. And now we will... Oh yeah, look at this thing. Yeah. Now we'll get the EPS cables in there, which by the way are also white. So there's our sleeved cables, white sleeved cables, and we've got some cable combs for the cables. This thing's gonna look badass. Just adding these cable combs to the cables. Easier to do when they're not already installed. And then we have to kind of like train the cable a little bit to get the shape that we want. Then we get it in there. Add one more just in case we pull some because of the AIO. All right, more cable combs. More of them. I do love cable combs a lot. They're one of my favorite things to do while building PCs. I need to conscript the younglings into doing this. They'd probably enjoy it. Maybe pre-stream. Been talking about doing that for I don't know how long. Okay, here we go. Plug this bad boy in. And we can get that routed. Trust me, it's going to look a lot better with the cooler in there. All right. Kind of have it bulged out a little bit intentionally. So you'll see it. You'll see what I'm saying. And since we're already doing the cable combs, we may as well do the 24 pin and get it in there. Why not? Seems to be the cable comb moment. Dang it. Messed up my first cable. Last one. You don't really need to do more than 3 on this. We need some flexibility once we get it on the backside for the cable management. Dang it. Dang it. Looking beautiful. How long have I been building PCs? Since I was about 13, so that would be about 20 years now. Almost 21 years. I'm getting old. Thanks for reminding me. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Radiator time. So, this bad boy, let's try to get this in the frame. This bad boy is just gonna slide up in here, all non-slot like. Just go ahead and fit right there. But I'm an idiot and I didn't open the bag of screws. So here I am with one hand holding a radiator and the other one trying to open a bag of screws. But it's all good. Been building for 20 years and I still do stupid stuff like that. How about that? Yeah. We're gonna want the washer. Hold on, I gotta get the screw started. Ah! Stay. Bad. Bad radiator. So there's a washer for this one. I want to use those. Definitely want to use those. Nice, I can relate. You're not that far apart in age. Yeah. Isn't it great? When you have that moment of realization about how old you really are, and you're like, oh. Then you're like, oh, that explains why everything hurts. All right. Look at that. Got 2 screws in to hold the rest of it up, right? Now, do I want to move it further back? Maybe slide it back a little bit. It's a little far forward. Perfect. I like this spot. Do. So you probably grew up with music like this then. Kind of reminds me of like the 70s and the 80s. Really makes me feel old when new techs start at work. And they're the age I was when I was... Yeah, I know. Currently working on a solution. The white do be looking real clean though. Oh yeah, it's clean. I'm currently working on a solution for ConnectWise. Anybody in here familiar with ConnectWise Automate? Who may be in the IT industry? Who may have worked with that, especially if they worked with managed service providers, MSPs. Yeah, I'm into the synth wave type stuff, gotcha. Also a big fan of early OOs, trends. My old man was into the EDM scene. Oh, nice. That's actually not something you hear very often. My dad's all jazzy, rock, old stuff, like Led Zeppelin. But that's not really that old, and I listen to it, so... Alright, so the radiator is mounted. Just gonna get rid of these extra things. Be gone with yourself. These here quickly. Then we'll get the block mounted to the CPU. All right, here we go. See what that bad boy looks like. With its AIO installed, holy smokes, it's white. You turn the lights on in this thing, you're gonna get a tan. Yeah, he was a radio jockey for a bit when I was first born, and would get worn out with the classics. So he went hardcore in other direction. Yeah, that is a different direction. Like, I have my moments where I'm like, today's a dubstep day. And then others where I'm like, where's Led Zeppelin when you need him? Or, I need to listen to... Rocket Man by Elton John. Or, I'm drawing a blank on this one now. Tom Sawyer. Hey, so clean. I know, it's so clean. So this is the block that we're going to be mounting to the CPU. We're going to paste it up and mount it. This one is a little bit tricky. So you offer lifetime support on the PCs you build, but like, say, one where to want to upgrade stuffs, would you all still do that? Yeah, we do charge for the upgrades, though. If you're asking for help for, like, what part do I put in here, I'm happy to help with that. If you're asking me to actually do the work, then I would charge for it, but it's pretty cheap. So if you ask me to, for example, swap out a graphics card for you, it's 25 bucks. If you ask me to do a case, though, like, hey, let's change the case out, I'll probably charge around $100 because it's a lot more time. So it just depends on the work that you're asking me to do, but the support behind it, I'm always here to help. And if you ask me, hey Ben, what card do you recommend for my PC, then I will happily help you. PC of rules, yeah, I don't know, it's just, if I'm working on it physically, then unless it's under warranty, of course, then I'm going to charge. But I'm a very fair person. Like, I just had somebody in here with a PC that I didn't build. I haven't put the paste on yet. And he was having some cooling issues, and he brought it in. He's local, so he was able to just bring it in. And it ended up being, the radiator was not mounted right, and there was also not enough pressure on the CPU, so we fixed that up for him after we, tested it out and figured it out. But I was like, 25 bucks, and he was like, no, and he tipped me. I was like, oh, okay. So, since you've mentioned Zeppelin, how do you feel about Greta Van Fleet? I don't know. I gotta think about that one. All right, let's get this mounted really quick here. And then, which I had mentioned, this can be sometimes a pain in the ass to get mounted. If you start hearing me cuss, normal. I don't normally cuss, though. This is normal with this cooler. I think we got it on the first try. I think we're getting better at this. Hey Trevor, this is the same cooler that you have, but you have the black one with the red sleeve over it. Red and black sleeve. Pardon my neck and my head. I was just getting this cable plugged in here. Then we also have this RGB cable that we need to run to the back and then to the front. That's not a good feel. And then we'll zip tie that up. But I've got white zip ties just for the occasion. You did watch it? Awesome. Nice. Trying to get these cables all to go one direction. There's a band for that. All right, wire snips. Oh yeah. And then the whole Tony Stark thing. You guys will see what I mean by this. This thing. Badass. Love it. Oh yeah. We gotta zoom in on this, guys. I mean, look at this thing. Look at how clean that is. Like, wow. And I don't usually say things like. All right, time to move on to the back side. Look at some of the front panel connectors plugged into the bottom of the motherboard here. And then we could do something crazy like, I don't know, the graphics card. Oh, these cables are not white. That hurts my soul. Slightly hurts my soul. We got a USB-C, HD audio, that one goes here. Got an RGB connection. Well, those are for the front fans. So we'll have to figure that out. Got two down there. So that will go here. No questions asked. USB-C goes up here, which we're gonna play around with, hopefully. Oh, come on. Don't be jealous about where this cable's going, bro. Alright, so this one is actually going to run here. Bounce off of this one. Gets way back downtown here. Temporarily. And then we've got a USB 3.0 connection that needs to go here. And honestly, all we got left is our PWM fans. Which is tangled up. We're going to run it down this way. Hopefully catch one of these ports down here at the bottom. And we also have this bad boy we have to feed. So, yeah. Running out of ports. We'll catch the bottom system fan 3 or 2. We'll do 2. Nope, we're doing 3. Too short. It's all good. All good. Where's our power switch? Oh, here it is. Right? Well, what is it? Oh, that is our. Never mind. We're good. I promise I know what I'm doing. It may not appear that way. All right. Addressable RGB. Would help if I was trying to plug it in the right way. It's super slick, honestly. One of the better looking coolers I've seen. Yes. Yes. I fell in love with them as soon as I saw them. Where did my fan go? You gotta be working with me here if you want to make this happen. Alright, that's not gonna happen. How about we trade the VRM fan? We do that. I don't know how stupid that's gonna look. Not bad. All right. USB 3.0, let's go. We seem to be putting these in the pain in the ass place to plug in. Front panel. Front panel power. Here we go. And we've got our PWM fan, which is our front fans. And our front addressable RGB. 3-pin 5 volts. And then last but not least, our HD audio front panel connector. Not too shabby. If we have to. Got some too, but it's a little thick, a little big. But I think that's mostly going to be covered up by the graphics card, so I'm not too worried about that. I wish this cable was white, but it's not. Is what it is. Nice. Clean. Alright, what do you guys think? Graphics card time? Time to drop a graphics card in here or what? Like an RTX 4080 Super? Which is, by the way, white. If you couldn't guess it already. Those little sliding panels are slick, yeah. Helps hide some of the cables. Ah, it's black. It's a black box. That is a Fantex feature. The sliding panels. Comes with its own bracket. We'll see if we can utilize that in this case. That'd be pretty dope. I'm not going to be using that. Hello there. That's a big boy. Oh yeah, it is. Only big boys here. All these satisfying peels. Hey there, big boy. Pretty sure there was peels on these. But I could be wrong. You don't want to leave these on here because if you do, they fall off the fan eventually and they get sucked up into the radiator, the fins, and it blocks airflow. So ideally we want to pull these off. Come on, yo. Jeez. Let go of it already. Huh. Alright, so before we put this card in, we want to see if we can get this bracket on there. I think this goes like so, or somewhere in this neighborhood. Like that. It'll definitely work. So we're going to use it. This bracket's a little bit more unique, but it'll help support the weight of the card. And I do like how Gigabyte offers these. It's just not very universal, so it doesn't fit all builds. Some motherboards, it won't work. All these new cards are extra thick. Recall being impressed with the I recall being impressed with the GTX or the GT 9800. Showing you my age. So this bracket gets screwed into the back of it. It has a little lip here, which is going to mount to this next bracket that we're going to mount to the case. And that'll help support the weight of it on the back end of it. That way you don't get the sag. The overweight sag on the graphics card. So that means I do have to remove 2 screws from the motherboard for this. don't think that's the right one. Hmm. Do 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 do. Oh. Oh dear. I'm doing this without... What? What was the first game you got into? The very first game that I ever got into was probably... And this is before I was on PC. Would have been Gran Turismo on the PlayStation. That was like the very first video game that I played. Because we were a house that grew up without computers and anything. Yes. Yes. That was my very first game that I got into. Got hooked to. This thing is a massive, to say the least. Oh, not cool. Oh, look at that thing. Oh. Michael Scott, thanks. Still a Gran Turismo fanboy. I have a PS5 purely for GTS stuff. Nice. I've actually recently got into handheld emulation. Been playing Gran Turismo 3 on my... Oh, nice. On your Odin. Nice, man. Yeah, I never got past the first... I think you know what? I take that back. I played the first one, and then I played the second one on PlayStation 2. Both were great, and I really enjoyed them. And then later, Medal of Honor became a thing for PC. The very first game that I got stuck on was Total Annihilation on PC. That was the first PC game. And then next would have been Medal of Honor, which led into Call of Duty, which then led into all sorts of different first-person shooters, because that's That's what started my first-person shooter. I guess career, game career, game path. So, a lot of cool titles. Still love them to this day. Alright, so next up, very important, the power cord for the graphics card. And it's one of the 16-pin, 12-volt high-power connectors, which is your PCIe 5.0 / PCIe, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. There's so many different names for this thing. But we got a white one. Hey, look, the cable combs come pre-applied. How thoughtful. This one is by Etsy. Available on Amazon. And they are quality cables. Some of the best that I would buy. A little more expensive, but worth it. 100%. Oh man, this thing looks dope. I'm so embarrassed. The first computer game that I really played, aside from interactive CD-ROMs, as a kid was RuneScape. Oh, there's nothing to be embarrassed about that. And here I sit playing OSRS while watching the stream. There's nothing to be embarrassed about that. I played RuneScape too, but it wasn't the first game that I played. I think I ventured more I was more set on the FPS. All the WoW guys are always haters. I never got engulfed. Like, WoW never became my thing. Just wasn't my go-to game. I played it, but never was great at it. Nor did I want to spend all the time learning every little thing about it. And it was like, you guys do you. Not my cup of tea. Never was. I always liked the instant action. Just get into it, get out. You know, spend a couple hours, maybe an hour, on a game, and then get out. Type of games. That's why I still love PUBG. I could play a couple rounds and be satisfied. Just my thing, I guess. My style. But I played RuneScape. I played pretty much everything. I don't know a game that I really haven't played except for like the later games today. I haven't played a lot of them. I haven't even played Helldivers. Haven't even played that yet. And everybody tells me it's a great game. That is one that I do want to try. Helldivers. Nice. Let's get this power supply installed, and then we can move on to bigger, better things like powering it up and seeing what it looks like for the first time. That's right, 1,050 watts for this bad boy. Not 1,000. We had to go 50 over 1,000. You've boycotted Helldivers? Why? The only thing I don't understand about Helldivers is that it's not PvP, which is, To me, seems a little boring. 'Cause where's the competitiveness, I guess, in it? And that's what I like about games, is the competitive nature of it. So, naturally, I'm a Call of Duty sweaty player. No, I'm not actually a sweat. I'm terrible. I'm good, but not sweaty. But you get me rifles only in Call of Duty 1, I'll wreck you. Like the original Call of Duty. Rifles only. Bolties. I had those drop shots down to a T. I taught kids what a drop shot was. What's a drop shot, Daddy? Well, son, let me show you. That white cable goes directly to the power supply. It is not an extension. It is a direct connection. Just for your awareness, if you ever have to unplug it for some reason. Not an extension. The EPS and the 24-pin, however, are extensions. So we're going to get the standard black cables on the backside here, which will feed up to the extensions. Sorry. Kind of got lost there in the head. CPU. Not gonna do that. Yeah. I'm a scrub. I didn't really get into FPS until Modern Warfare 2. Nice. You're gonna need some sunglasses. Yeah, for when we turn this thing on. The exposure on the my camera's gonna probably just shut off. It's gonna be like, nah. I didn't sign up for this, man. I didn't sign up for this stuff. This is crazy, man. You told me we were just doing regular RGB. Not sunlight. Yeah, I hope you got some sunglasses, dude. When you fire this thing up on your desk, you're gonna feel like you just saw Jesus. Probably need to. Sorry guys, I had too much caffeine. It's just gonna feel like that, you know, like that moment in, like in the movies where, you know, that moment where it's bright, you're not sure what you're looking at. Any question? Oh crap. Oh! I'm an idiot. I forgot. This case is a backdoor entry. So, reason number 10 tonight why Ben's an idiot. Well, it's a backdoor entry. Power supply has to come in from the backside, not the side. I forgot, Fantex is special. actually, so I'll... Also, did you want me to put a white sticker on it so it doesn't have a black power supply in the power supply window? That is a question to the owner. Crap. I'll show you what I'm talking about before I seal it up. So on this side, you're going to see black on the power supply here, but I can put a white sticker there. Hey, how's it going, Dankus Rick? Welcome to the almost done Wednesday night build stream. How was the event? We'll let me catch up on the event here after we get this fired up. I did touch on it earlier in the stream, but overall, it was great. And if you're following the Facebook or the Twitch page, there's actually some really cool stuff there. White sticker? Got it. Consider it done, boss. White sticker. Nicest machine. Speaking purely perspective, the event was great, but also went home with the red PC he built. Yeah, by the way, we have the winner of the red PC we built for the Fights Land 2024 event. He won it, Mr. Trevor. A little better? There's a little bit of ventilation here that I can't really cover up. Awesome. He says it's perfect. You guys saw it. So he can't complain about it later. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. The final countdown. Cable management. The home stretch. Sorry, I'm kind of heads down trying to get this done. What a win, though. Yeah. Man, won a PC. All right, where'd they go? Not just a PC, a work of art. Thank you. Someone finally noticed. I am but an artist. Hey, Saint, thanks for the sub over there on YouTube. Yeah. Whatever. We're just gonna go with the long one. Call it a day. Dang it. Oh, I didn't know that had to go there. I know, but... After that... Oh, gee whiz. That's more of a... Run it back, y'all. In a moment. Dang it. We missed the boat. One more. Really random. Do you have a favorite historical case? I would have to think about that. Like PC case? Probably... Gosh. I don't remember the name of it, but I think it was by Inwin. The Cooler Master HAF, that thing was a badass. I did like that one. The original. And then the NZXT, the full tower by NZXT, which had the small windows on the side and the huge, like, 200mm fans on the top. Can't remember the model of that one, but that one was badass. That was probably one of my favorites to build in back in the day. That was quality back then. Before quality was a thing in the PC world. Like, if you had that case, you knew how to build PCs. Pretty much either one of those cases, actually. Wish that cable wasn't black. That bothers me. Slightly. Because now, might show. I think two of my buddies still rock that case. Yeah, the Phantom. That's what it was. By NZXT. Yes. I actually just did a build not too long ago in that. And my brother is still running it. My youngest brother. I'm second oldest of 9. So my youngest brother is 12, 11 or 12. And I did a build for him. So he's running that build. In the NZXT Phantom. It's the white and red one. Still a cool case. All right, what do you think of that cable management? Is that good? You approve, sir? Are you happy with it? Comes back and says no. Thank you for the patience with the cable management. I know it's the worst part. Oh, no worries, man. Like I said, if you're having somebody build it, they better be doing that because you're paying them to do it. And why build something if you're not going to do it right the first time? Looks beautiful. Awesome. Real nice with the cousin Eddie. Yeah, I still love the Phantoms. And those were epic cases, and they're still very usable cases today, which says a lot, right? I think there's a reason. All right, let's put this back panel on. Oh yeah, I'll show you the doors. So even it'll spice up the cable management even more, or at least hide it. Look at that. Almost undetectable. I have to go back there and play with this 24 pin, but for the most part, good to go. Nice. All right, let's plug it in and fire it up. I'll get you guys a side view so you can see what's going on. Always intrigued by some of the more cube cases. The Master HAF half LAN box. Not sure if it's the HAF you were referring to. No, it's the full tower by HAF. Ignore that. I don't know why it keeps like trying to pull away. Keeps wanting to like spin. All right. You ready for this? The transition was slick. Thank you. I know it's like, I want to look at the CPU boxes. Let's do it. All right. Just so you're aware, your power button is right here on the front. So when you get your PC and you're looking for it at the top, it's not up there. It's right here at the top on the front. Top, middle, front. Right here. 3, 2, 1. I'm just kidding. Here we go. You can also get a little bit of a view of the monitor to see it post here. Oh, yeah. I gotta turn the exposure down on this thing. Hold on. It's so bright, my camera's like, ah! Hold on. Camera, where are you? My eyes are bleeding also. Let's turn the gain down and exposure down 1. Hopefully it remembers those settings. That's so much better. Nailed it. Oh, yeah. Well, sir, what do you think? I think I'm in love. I'm in love too. I may have to keep this. No, I'm just kidding. Man, this concept is so freaking cool to me. Watching your rig get built on stream. Love it. Yeah, man. Should have joined me for the other one. You would have watched what you didn't know was your rig, but at the time. I heard so many people over there at the fights event. They're like, stay away from my piece. You know, like they're confident they're gonna win it. It was fun. It's better than expected. I appreciate you. No problem, man. Was it worth the wait? This case is beautiful. The original case still isn't even here. The original case that I had shipped here, still gone. Still missing in action. Scratchers instead. Aw. I think you got better value. Oh, absolutely worth the wait. Awesome. Awesome. I know it was pretty quiet over there on Kick. We had some people over here on Twitch and a couple on YouTube. 1000% for sure. But we're posted up. Also, next up, what we got to do is the Windows installation, the BIOS update, the drivers. Then we're going to go through the battle tested phase after we do some configurations like the AMD Expo profile, make sure that's set. Fan curves, make sure that's set. Make sure obviously it's cooling and performing where it should be. I forgot one peel. So then we know for sure when it leaves, it's a solid build and ready to rumble. But I love this about this cooler. I was showing it off at the event. I feel like Tony Stark every time I do this. That might have some extra padding on it because it's only being held in by magnets. So you will have some internal packaging when you receive it. This graphics card is going to be packaged uninstalled inside the PC. So you will have to install the graphics card, but you can always reference this video and or give me a call if you have any questions while you're installing it. Really the key things are for the support bracket, there's one screw right there. That's all you got to install for the screw on the support bracket, and then there's two screws over here, down there, and then the power cord right here is the only other thing that you want to make sure it's plugged in once you slot it in. That's it. But the reason why we ship them with the graphics card uninstalled is because they like to bounce with gravity inside a truck, and it damages that PCIe slot. So I'd rather ship you a PC knowing it's going to be fully functional than chance this card getting damaged or the motherboard getting damaged in shipping just by vibrations. So has a better success rate when we do that. A almost 100% success rate, unless UPS kicks your package out the back of the truck when they're going 70 miles an hour. It's bedtime over here. Thanks for the stream. No problem, man. Thanks for hanging out, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying the new PC, and I'm looking forward to getting this one shipped out here within the next day or so. He says he hopes you enjoy your new rig as well, sir. Perfect. Doesn't seem too hard to do. No, it's not. I promise it's about a 5 to 10 minute process, and I can walk you through it over the phone. And if you want to do a video chat, we can do that too. Thank you. No problem. Awesome. Well, that pretty much concludes the stream for the night. I am going to be streaming tomorrow again. Probably, I'd say late afternoon is when we're going to try to get started. And we will have 3 builds to do tomorrow, hopefully. We get through all 3 of them. And Friday, we'll probably have a stream as well. And Saturday, probably a stream as well. So we got streams, we got builds, we've got work to do. Let's get it done. All right, thanks everybody for joining us. Again, If you're interested in one of these cool hoodies, support the brand. Definitely check it out over at empowergamingswag.com. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for joining. Appreciate everybody. Bye.